My guest today is Kim Costa. She spent years as a top producing luxury real estate agent, which means she has seen the inside of more homes than most people will ever step foot in. And she's actually developed this very specific eye for what makes a home actually work for the person living in it. So, out of that career actually came the Wheelhouse Method, which is a framework she now teaches through her company, Lifestyle Foundations, that helps women align their home environment with who they actually are and where they're actually going in life. She is the author of Live in Your Wheelhouse, and she is the kind of woman who will make you look around your own living room differently before this conversation is over. So, we're talking today about why your home environment is one of the most underestimated factors in your leadership. And I promise this one is going to hit close to home. No pun intended. So, welcome back to the Well Lived Society. I am so excited that you're here. Let me introduce you to my friend, Kim. Hi, Kim. Welcome to the Well Lived Society. I'm so grateful to have you here.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
I am literally jazzed. First of all, guys, I'm excited because Kim is we're in the same state, which I feel like never happens when I connect with people to be on the podcast. So it's really fun to just know the same places and have a similar frame of reference. So I'm really excited just to have you here. But I would love for you to tell us a little something about you that I wouldn't get from your bio first.
Oh my gosh. So I probably live in Atlanta, but other than that, I'm a good golfer. How about that?
Okay. I went to golf camp as a kid and we golf still.
So fun. It's a great sport. It's wonderful to be outside.
I got my husband into it and he loves it. The kids are all into it. I'm like, I love golf so much.
It's fantastic. And it's great for the kids. It's good for business. It's just nice to be outside.
It's so good. And fun fact for you guys listening, I actually was just talking to my best friend about this week because her 3-year-old, she's starting to get her into golf, which is perfect. But over 200 female golf scholarships go unused every year because there's not enough female golfers going.
You're kidding?
Yeah, it's over 200. It's like $4 to $5 million or something like that.
Oh my gosh.
In scholarships that are unused. So if you're listening and you have a daughter, push her into golf maybe.
Absolutely.
Okay, from two female golfers.
Yes.
Not that I'm great, but we do it.
Yeah, I wish I had pursued it more than I did. I was in high school back in the 80s, not just totally to date myself, but they didn't have scholarships really yet. So but if they had, I would totally have gone for that.
Yeah. See, so that's what I'm going to encourage. See, this is why I always ask this question because this is so fun. Now we have something else to bond over. You're going to have to come down to Hilton Head so we can play.
Absolutely. I'm ready to go.
Okay.
Yep.
If anybody else wants to come to Hilton Head and play golf with us, we're down.
Wouldn't that be fun?
I know.
We could do a little leadership retreat just for a minute.
Okay. Kim's going to come. We're going to do a leadership. You heard it here first. That's what we're doing. So I'm excited because I know that you're in real estate and that is your jam. That's not totally why you're here.
Yeah.
Right. You have this amazing Wheelhouse Method. And so I would love to hear about the Wheelhouse Method and how it relates to everything you've kind of got going on.
Awesome. I would love to explain it. It's like a 3-step process that isn't just about your home. It's about totally aligning your life with what you're supposed to be doing, because it's hard to be a leader at something you're not supposed to be doing from a home that drives you crazy.
Okay. I feel this so deeply because my husband and I, we both love to host. We social butterflies, even though I'm secretly an introvert, but I actually really love hosting. It's probably because I'm very type A and a control freak. And so I like knowing the menu is right and the decor and all those things are right. I like
right.
But when we first moved, we were going to move to Texas. He's from Texas. We were coming back. The place we had found fell through. That's a whole nightmare of a story. But we were stuck in Dallas. And we were halfway between El Paso and being in Georgia, which is crazy, by the way, that I was in Dallas, Texas, and I was closer to being in Georgia than I was in El Paso, Texas. Texas is so big. It's insane. But we started scrambling because we're I don't know what to do now. I've got kids and dogs. I don't want to be in El Paso. No offense if you guys live there, but there's no trees. And as an East Coast girl, I'm devastated by that fact. And so we were what do we do? And so we found a rental off of Craigslist. We looked at probably 15 houses, and everything that we found, they were well, it won't be ready for 2 weeks, or we can't accept your dogs. There was a reason as to why. I'm okay, panicking. Found this house. guy was in the military, just like my husband was, and was like, here's the keys. I don't need an application. I don't need anything. I trust you. Like, we're both military. Have a good day. It was like the smallest house ever. And it wasn't me. Like, I didn't feel good in it. It wasn't me. And so we didn't have people over for 5 straight years.
Wow.
Because they didn't like my house and they didn't want people to come to
That's a thing. That is totally a thing. If you don't feel like the space represents you, or like there's not enough entertaining room, or just, something, or like you don't like the outside or the neighborhood or whatever, you won't invite people over. And that is huge.
Yeah. It destroyed us because we're both just like, oh my gosh, like we love to host. Like we love having people over. We love doing that. And we had like so much like shame about our house. And we were like, we just don't want anybody here.
Yes.
So much so that you will laugh when I tell you this. When we bought this house, we bought it Labor Day weekend, like 2 years ago. And we ended up 2 days after we closed, our friends are helping us move in. There was a Georgia game on. And so we had the TV, the internet, everything set up before the Georgia game. So people came very early Saturday morning to help us move. And I had a full like hoagie tray from Publix and everything ready to go for the game. And like we were hosting that afternoon for the Georgia game in our house. And then we had a Labor Day party. Like 2 days later, we had a Labor Day party.
Fun.
And I'm like, it just felt more like us because we were in a space that felt freer.
Yes. And that you had the TV, because I host Georgia games as well, or I like to, but I actually myself need to add one more TV because I feel like I need just a little more space. Like even on a nice weekend, I've covered porches. I need some TVs out there so we can just like spread out. Those listening who aren't in the area, Georgia football is a big deal. It's a big deal in the state. And it's what you do on a Saturday. People, they don't have weddings on Georgia home day because people won't come. It's crazy.
I've seen wedding invites or like people I know have gotten engaged and they will check the schedule before they book their date. Like there's just it's like a no-go zone down here. Any SEC team, I will say, like if you guys are from like SEC country, then you will know like there is no weddings. There's nothing that happens during football season. Like it's just, nobody cares about the NFL down here. Like we are. So talk to me a little bit about like because we were talking before we recorded. So for you guys don't know, I always chit chat with everybody before they come on. But we were talking about the fact that I ripped up all of my landscaping because it didn't feel like me. And you were like, oh, it meets these like needs that you have. And so I would love to hear some of the things like in the Wheelhouse Method and like how you figure that out and how this even came to be. Like I'm so interested in this.
Yeah. So I'm going to try to give a 30-second overview because there's 3 parts. So the visualization is in the shape of a house. So you have like a basement, which is your foundation. Those are the 4 M's, which is myself. Like, who am I? How was I made? What are my gifts? And then from those gifts, have you mastered anything? So that's mastery, the second M. Mission is what am I applying that to? How am I helping other people? What's my mission in life? And then mates are who have I surrounded myself with, like in my career and in my home and just life in general? Do they see me and support me? Or do they somehow sabotage me even unknowingly? So that's the foundation. If that is off, it's like your house can be a crack in your foundation of your house creates all kinds of problems up at the next level. You can see them in the door frames and then the floor, cracked things. So the next level is the wheel of life. It has 8 areas. And so we want to kind of grade our current living situation and our life in these 8 areas, and their finance, health, career, environment, romance, fun and leisure, spirituality, and family and friends. So if something's really low, you're probably moving or renovating or switching the purpose of a home. But within those 8 areas, I go up the needs hierarchy of Maslow's hierarchy. That one where you said you hated your landscaping and it just didn't look good, it didn't feel like you. That was basically an esteem need. It goes physiological, safety, belonging, and love, which belonging might be it too, because you just didn't feel like the home fit you. Maybe it didn't look the same as the others in the neighborhood. And then esteem, it's like, am I proud of my home? Does it feel like me? Or are you misaligned in some way? So that's kind of the whole framework in probably 45 seconds.
I love that you said this because that is so funny. So our neighborhood was definitely built by the same builder.
Yes.
And so everybody's landscaping is the same. Yep. I would like to have words with whoever did the landscaping on this community, because he put a magnolia tree next to every single person's foundation.
Oh no, they grow so big. And you don't want to cut them down when they get pretty.
I'm devastated. Mine has to come down. It literally
Yes.
touches my chimney. It's like I'm so mad. I'm
Yeah.
like, why would you? It literally towers over my house. And I'm like,
Oh
the
my.
roots are so big. So I'm so mad.
Well, they'll
I'm
eat into
like,
your pipes and all that stuff.
yes. I'm like,
Hmm.
whoever built this was not thinking
Well,
clearly
they were
about the
thinking
roots.
this looks good right now
Yes.
to sell the home.
Yeah.
And, they weren't thinking about 15, 20 years down the line. It happens all the time.
Yes. I'm like, I hate it. It devastates me. But because I grew up in New England, I'm so different, I think, than most of my neighbors. And
Hmm.
so like they all have their rose bushes and all this. I'm like, that's not me. I'm like a
Hmm.
hydrangea girl, which is
Yes.
hard in Georgia to grow
Yeah.
hydrangeas. There's a couple that'll grow here, but
Hmm.
not as many. And so I was like, this landscaping just doesn't feel like myself.
Right.
And so one day I did. I looked at my house. I woke him up, him and the kids, so early. And I said, it is nice out. We are going outside and ripped. I mean, it was rose bushes. I ripped everything out. And then it just
Yes.
sat there as a mound of dirt
Yeah.
for months until I was like, oh, I know what I want to do. But even just putting mulch and stuff in, I was like, wow, what a transformation
Yes.
the house, because it's organized. And I was like,
Yeah.
I need my house to feel organized and not chaotic at all.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so, but it did. It made literally a 20 times difference. Like I feel so much better when I come home now than I did a week ago.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay. And now I'm having a mahjong party in like 2 weeks at the house.
How
And so I'm like,
fun.
happy that I'm learning. I don't know how to play mahjong yet. So if anybody knows how to play,
I'm about to take lessons myself. Yeah.
okay.
I
That's what we're
decided
doing.
last week. I sat down at a friend's house. She had a little birthday party for me, and we ended up at her mahjong. Some of those boards can be like are pieces of art,
It's so
artwork. It was
expensive,
so
too.
pretty. And she had a beautiful mat. And I was like, I need to play this game. This is so cool.
Isn't it
And
so good?
so cool. So I learned a little bit, but I really want to play some more. But like, if you don't have a place to do those things, that's a belonging. Like you want to have friends over, but you can't have them over because everyone plays mahjong and you don't have a space for it. Right. And so that's like not just, oh, that's like a pretty serious need. That is not, I know it's a first world need. So people don't get mad at me about, I mean, there's plenty of worse needs. I mean, the bottom is physiological, and the profits from my book go to people in recovery who need homes that are provided to them, and also our military forces, the folks who come home and they can't quite sustain a lifestyle or keep a home. And so the profits go to that. So I'm not insensitive, but I'm just going up the scale of Maslow's hierarchy that esteem is a real need. Learning new things, that's a real need. When you're not learning, you're dying. People don't realize that. And then aesthetic is the top one that you want to get up to before self-actualization. But you can't be yourself. Like, I love to entertain. I'm an extrovert. I hate this house. I don't want people to come over. That completely is denying you of yourself, of your real authentic self. How can you lead and like lead your neighbors, lead your friend group, lead people at work? Like if you want to have someone comes to pick you up or drop papers off to you at your home, if you're embarrassed of your home, that's going to affect your career, you know, on so many levels. So it goes in the hierarchy of needs in each of those areas. So it can be friends and family, career, like spirituality. Do you have like, you want to be a grounded person? Do you have grass you can stick your feet in? Or do you live in a high rise and you need to go to the park? Is there a park nearby? So, I mean, it's every single area of your life that gets graded on, yes, I have this, or no, I don't. And how important is it to you to be your full self? Like, what does your home offer to you?
I love that you also included relationships in it, because
Mm-hmm.
we tell our kids all the time, like, you are who you hang out with.
That is
And
so true.
so I know as an adult and as somebody who has run a business for a really long time, like finding a good supportive friend was so hard to find people that especially I'm like, I feel like now that I'm in my 30s, like I'm very intentional about the relationships I have, what I'm looking for out of a friendship, the type of things that I want out of a friend. Like I want you to be civically minded. I want you to already be leading or running a business or something. Like my best friend, she's been my best friend for 100 years. We talk about this all the time because she has the same struggle. She's like, I really struggle with, people in our area who maybe don't have the same type of ambition that you and I
Right.
have. And so having people who really see you and understand you, like I love my husband, he's great and he's very supportive. But I think if I didn't have her in my life, like I wouldn't have taken half of the risks or
Absolutely.
pushed myself or believed in myself the way that I have because she is such a cheerleader and like vice versa.
That's so great. It's so important to have. And you don't need 15 people. You need a handful at the most of. It's really hard to be very, very close to more than like 3 or 4 people, I think, and have a family and, do everything else. So I think just having that at least one sounding board is so important. And I think that's great.
It's so important. And I like that you brought this up because it is important when you're trying to step out and lead in some type of like in your career, in your home, in your relationship. I mean, any of those areas you mentioned, you could be leading in, which I think is important because I personally don't think leadership is like a one off. Like it's not something you just do at work or you just do on the PTA or wherever like you're serving. I think it is a whole life experience. And I think it's the way that the way your house is a reflection of you and all of those things. And so I would love to know like what you would maybe say to somebody who's like, okay, well, like I don't like my house the way it is right now. So like, without selling, like uprooting my whole family, like
Yeah,
what do you do?
which sometimes is not an option for people, right? So really it's about, even if you can't afford a renovation, you could possibly repurpose a room. So my first question is, how has your life changed? Like, why isn't your environment fitting anymore? Or has it never fit? Or it fit previously, but now your life has changed and it's like, this is who I want to be next. It could be a role like my kids are leaving, I'm going to be an empty nester. Now I don't need a 5-bedroom house in a certain school district, right? I know that rings true to a lot of people. And so what do you want the next part of your life to look like? So how will you fill that void? And are there things that you're doing you don't want to be doing? And what have you always wanted to do, or what do you want to do next that you're not doing now? And then how does that change your environment? So it could be moving to a different town, like a beach or a mountain or somewhere with a good airport because you like to travel. Or it could be your role has changed and you're thinking, I might go back to work now or do some charity work that I've always wanted to do, but I was so busy with my 4 kids that I didn't have time to do it. Now it's time for me, whatever it is. And so it's just a matter of creating that environment that lets you be the next person, the next stage of life that you want to be.
I love that you brought this up because I'm like thinking through my own life as you say this, right? So the rental we had, my husband and I both hated it from the jump, but it was what was available at the
It was temporary, which is
Yeah.
fine.
It was temporary.
I'm a big fan of a temporary space till you figure it out.
Yeah. So we were like, this is great. And so then when we bought this house, we were like, oh, this house is great. It was so much bigger than our rental. And we're like, it has way more yard space. This is why I have 3 very large dogs. And we're like, this is amazing. We've been here now for 2 years. And I'm like, this is not it.
It's not the forever home.
No, I'm like, oh my gosh, we just need, because we do like we've had parties of like 20 people in this house, but I'm like, it's a lot. And I'm like, I'd rather have a better space for a mahjong table. My husband's a musician. So like him playing in the garage, we thought it would be such a great thing. And we're like, it's actually not that great. So we need better space for you. Cause he's like, I don't like my stuff in the garage. So we're like, okay, we're making these adjustments. And then we're thinking about the next stage where the school district won't matter in a couple of years. And we'll both still be young. Like I'll be 42 the day the youngest graduates from high school. And so we're like, we're young and sprightly. So like being in downtown Savannah could be really fun for us because I'm like, everything's walkable down there, maybe a little less maintenance.
Yeah.
And great music scene. We'd be close to the boat club. If you guys have listened to any episodes, you guys know I love the boat club more than anything in the world. I'm like, Kim, that's the thing. Recommend to all your clients. It is the best investment I've ever made in my entire life. Is the Freedom Boat Club. So if you guys
how fun.
Oh my gosh, it is my favorite. I feel like I tell everybody about it. Because they have it up near you.
Yeah.
So like
the Freedom Boat Club.
Yeah.
Yeah. On Lake Lanier. Yeah.
And so it's everywhere up there. Like, but it's worldwide. So like if you take a trip to Costa Rica, you can take a boat out. And like all you pay for is like your monthly membership and the fuel for whatever boat you take out. That's it. You don't clean, no maintenance, no nothing. They pull the boat out. I get on it. We dock the boat and they take it away. Like it's very hands off. Best investment I've ever made. But I'm like, I would like to be as close as humanly possible to being able to get on the boat or like my toes in the sand on a regular basis.
Yeah.
It feels more like us. And so the home that we're in, I feel like matters when we're trying to figure out And thinking about the stuff that we're involved in. So like my husband
Right.
runs like a nonprofit and then I'm starting my own. We're involved in so many things. So I'm like, I want space to be able to do that and like have
Yes.
people over, have a meeting, have whatever it is we're going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like the home we have does matter for leadership.
Mm-hmm. Or if it's not going to be in your home, is there a clubhouse or something that you could hold? You can rent out a room, or there's a patio joining it and just have like a bigger group, a place that can host it for, because sometimes it's hard to buy a home to fit 50 people unless you have tons of outdoor space. And then what if it rains? And what if it's 95 degrees? Because it gets hot here in Georgia. And so
Hot.
you cannot always depend on having that outdoor space that is really, really awesome, especially in the fall or the spring, except for the pollen. April is rough around here. Everything's
bad.
green.
The
But
dog
anyway,
gets
so like
allergies.
you just know not to plan an outdoor party because you wipe your patio or your outdoor furniture off and it's green within another hour. So there's certain weeks you shouldn't have a party outdoors. But so like, do you have like a clubhouse that could also people and has parking? I know one thing about my home here. It's a lovely cottage. It fits in many, many ways. Does not have great parking if I want to have people over. It's in a lovely oval shaped neighborhood. And then there's a greenery in the middle. So you could have a party there. It's just that the parking's not great around it. So for me, it's like, okay, could they park at the church across the street if it's not a Sunday and things like that? So, I mean, you do have to get a little creative sometimes because there is no perfect house. But I think it's really, really important to like look at these areas. If you guys are wanting to start some nonprofits or have and start nonprofits, I put that under the career heading because many people don't have paying jobs. I did that myself for decades. And now I was like, I'm going to get paid because I did it for 20 years without getting paid. So I put that under the career heading. You do have to fit your home to that piece. Like I'm a real estate person. I need to be near highways. So I really can't live half an hour out into the country, even though I think it's pretty. So I have to incorporate that into my home. And what is the most important? Like right now, I'll be working as a real estate agent, an author, and a speaker for the next 10 years. So I need to be kind of near an airport and near the highway so I can get to all the different things I want to do. And I need an office and a podcast studio. And my husband is retiring, so he doesn't need all these things, but he's going to keep his office at his business. And it just works. Career is a big priority. But now that he's retiring, entertainment is. And he likes to golf, so we need to live near our club. And he likes to meet his friends for a brunch, so we need to stay near our little town where it's easy for him to get there. And then family and friends, we're about to have more grandchildren, and how close are we to them? Because life changes, and then your priorities change. And so you have to, if it gets bad enough, you might be moving or repurposing a room or adding a porch on the back, a 3-season, 4-season porch, where if you don't have enough room to entertain your 20 people, you can make an addition on the back and then, you can invite 10 more people.
I don't know. Because I feel like we just went through the home buying process and
long ago. You're just settling in, really.
That's how I feel. I'm like, oh my gosh,
2 years.
I can't believe it's been 2 years that we've been in this house. But, and it took probably 2 years for us to be like, okay, yeah, it's like ours now, especially now that we'd like ripped stuff out and I changed the roof and all those things. I'm like, oh, now it feels, I redesigned the entire porch aesthetic. And I'm like, oh, I looked at pictures from when we bought it to what it looks like this past weekend. And I was like, these are not even the same house. But I'm like, it was small stuff, right? Just putting my glider, changing the wreath that was on the door to something that was way more of our aesthetic, adding topiaries. Like I got fake topiaries from Hobby Lobby and it made a huge difference. I put them in a gigantic pot and I filled it with a bag of rocks from Lowe's. And so now they don't blow in the wind, but I'm like, wow, this feels more like us. Like they're big, beautiful boxwood topiaries. I'm like, I love them. And they were like $50 at Hobby Lobby. So like, it doesn't have to cost a lot.
And it sets the stage as people walk in. It really sets the stage for like, I'm walking into, Lemon's home. And this is so her. These boxwoods and this great wreath are so her. It just makes a statement as you walk in the door. Sometimes if this isn't meant to be derogatory, but sometimes you can tell what stage of life someone's in if there's nothing on like, or if you walk in and there's not a lot of decor. You ever walk in a home and it just feels a little sad, It's like, gosh, what's going on with these folks? And then, or if you walk in a home and it's chaotic, you ever felt that? There are visual representations of chaos and sadness and just, lack of living sometimes in people's homes. And then sometimes you walk in a home and you're like, wow, let's go. Like it's like, it's not my energy. It's not my decor, but it is so them. And I'm like being greeted by this person at their front door with what they have on the outside.
Okay. Yeah. So I feel like I say this all the time and everybody kind of laughs at me, but I do feel like the way we steward our home is
Mhm,
a reflection of what's happening internally with
mhm,
our own leadership style and how we are showing up in every area. Because
mhm,
I don't know, maybe it's just me because I'm a clean freak and I like things organized. Like
mhm.
I got Martha Stewart's cleaning book, which is 800
I do
pages
it.
long.
I have it too. It's somewhere around here. It's like
It's
this thick.
it's so big. If you guys don't have it, she just came out with a
It's
new one too. It's called the Martha Stewart Way. It's so good.
ooh, nice.
I know. And her organizing book, very good. But I like go through her checklist and I am like dumping boiling water down every one of our drains. I'm like a lunatic because I want my house to be clean.
And you have to maintain it. People don't realize that you have to maintain, or else it's going to cost you later. It's going to
Or-
cost you the plumber coming because your shower's clogged up because you didn't do the boiling water.
I love the people we bought the house from. They are friends of ours. I know them. But they told us when we bought the house that they did not do any maintenance on the house because
Yeah.
they knew it was a short-term thing for them and they did no maintenance and it has cost us.
Oh my gosh. I hope you got a discount. That's all I'm
We got a good deal. I'll
Okay,
tell you
good, good.
offline like we hooked it up with our house. But I'm like, dang, we've spent some. I'm like, a roof is not cheap to
It
put
is
on.
not. It's huge.
Not so
A roof,
expensive.
siding is huge. Plumbing is huge.
They're all so.
HVACs are 6 digits.
I
No,
know. I'm
sorry,
like,
5. Well, they can be 6.
I can.
Yeah, with multiple. Get right up into 6 figures. Yeah.
I'm like, it's so much. I'm like, buying a home is not for the weak,
It
like
is
at
not.
all. But it also feels so good because it's not a
Yeah.
rental, it's mine. And so, like, when we were having a very long conversation about the shade I wanted on the roof, and I'm looking at my shutters and I'm thinking about it was before I redid the whole front landscaping, but I had a vision in my head of how I wanted people to feel when they pulled up and what it said about Glenn and I as a unit. And me, because for all intents and purposes, like nobody's asking my husband about the front porch decor, but they're going to ask me. They're going to assume it's a reflection of me and a
Yeah.
judgment on me as the woman in the relationship. And so I wanted to make sure like it really was communicating something about like us and our
Yeah.
style and our vibe and what we value and all which I know sounds so silly thinking about the shade of a roof, but I'm like,
No, I
it
think
all
it's very
matters.
important.
It all
It's
matters.
very, very important. And it can look off with the color of your house. And then people pull up and they're not really sure why something is off, but it just feels funny because the two shades don't work together. Do you know? Like, so it's very, very important and a huge investment. So if you make a mistake and they don't look good together and it bugs you, every time you pull up to your house, you're going to think, oh, it's just a little too red or a little too black. I really want it to be warmer or whatever it is.
Yes. Oh, that matters too. Like the undertone of it, whether it's a
Mhm.
warm, a cool, a neutral, like
Yes.
that matters so much. So our whole house, when we bought it, was in like a warm, every single wall is the same warm gray color
Mhm.
with it's a cool gray. It's like
Yeah.
this like purpley gray color, but then we have
Yeah.
warm floors
Yes.
and then bright white molding and like everything.
When you first moved in, it was probably so noticeable because
Yes.
there wasn't any furniture to camouflage it. Like if you take a fabric that has the cool gray and the warm of the wood and another color, and then it's just like, oh, this all works. It's because the fabric brought it all together. But if you take all that out and you just look at it separately, it's like, whoa, this does not go.
Yeah. The first room we redid was our own bedroom because I'm like, this
Mm.
is like I need to feel at peace like at night when I
Mhm.
go to sleep. And
It's your
so
respite.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, it's my space. I can make everything else beautiful and functional, but my room has to feel good. We have a lot of windows and they're all floor to ceiling windows in our, which is beautiful. We have French doors in our bedroom that are open to the back here. So we get a lot of good morning sun too.
Mm.
And so I'm like, I want a color that's going to look good when the sun's coming in. And my husband, we went back and forth for weeks over just the pink color, but now it's like this warm beigeier, like it's called oyster shell, even though it's weird. It says it's yellow, but it's definitely
Yeah.
not. It like looks beige on my wall. I'm like,
Yeah.
it is what it is. But then like all of our furniture now in here is like warm. And I'm like, I love being in my room now. I love it. Like,
That's
it's
so
like, we
perfect.
put art up and all the things. I'm like, oh, I feel like I sleep better than I did before we painted and like swapped furniture.
You do sleep better. You do. I know, just the light, out of curiosity, you like the light in the morning, or do you have blackout shades and things like that? Because people are very particular about, I need to sleep until such and such time, but the sun comes up at 6:30. I need to sleep till 7:30. I need blackout shades because I go to bed late or whatever it is.
So I am naturally up early. Like I was up. Okay, guys. So we're recording this the day after election day. I was up at 5:30 this morning looking at election results, just like naturally. Like I'm 7 a.m. to me is like sleeping in. Like
Yes, me too.
I'm like, I can't sleep in at 7 a.m. I'm like, whoa, I'm getting
I've
a little.
missed when the news starts. Like, I want to see what happened.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'd like to sit out on my porch now because we have bird feeders up. That was like a new thing I put up
Yeah,
recently.
I love that.
I'm like, so I sit on my little glider with my cup of coffee and like look at all my little bird friends because it's weird. If you guys watch birds, it ends up being the same birds that come to your house at the same hours every day, which is so cool. And I love it. So I'm like, I am up. My husband, because he was military, can sleep literally anywhere in any condition. So it's like really crazy. First thing, I'm opening every single blind. Every curtain is open. As soon as my eyes open, it's the first thing I do is open. I don't even have lights on in my house right now. And I'm still lit well.
Plenty of light.
There's a lot of light, which was super important to me because I'm a sunshiny, beachy kind of girl. And that was the other thing. I'm like, I don't feel good if there's not natural light in my house. And like that was a factor in shopping to make me feel like myself.
I mean, those are the whole things. So in this wheelhouse method or assessment, you kind of take notes as you go through each of the sections to say, this is what I like. I need an office for my career. I need, like, for environment, I need lots of natural light. It would be awesome if it was like you could take a bicycle and it was within the distance of a beach or a walking trail or whatever it is that's important to you. You just kind of go around the wheel of life and you answer the questions and write notes down, and you kind of have a snapshot for what your ideal situation is. And then you try to fix, if you're going to move, you maybe have a chance to fix many of those things. Like if it is sunlight and you kind of have a darker interior, you could take off shades. You could put in a bigger picture window. Like in my bathroom, I have a transom over my bathtub. I would love a huge picture window. So I'll probably do that one day to just let more light in, especially I love to just kind of look outside. It's my favorite thing is to look outside, either while taking a bath or when I first wake up in the morning. Like I need a big picture window like you to watch the birds. And when I'm doing dishes, I love doing dishes for some reason. I do not like scrubbing floors, but I like doing dishes. And I have a big climbing rose bush right out my window with a rock wall, and the little chipmunks kind of go in and out of. I just love it. Like, so I know I need a lot of light to be doing things and looking out. I mean, the only place I don't have it is near my tub. And so eventually that's something I can change. I don't need to change my whole house. I just can take out the transom and put a larger picture window with some shades that I can, close up for privacy and stuff like that.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to cost $1 billion.
It does not. That might be a couple of thousand, but that's okay.
Yeah. But we had a guest on a couple of weeks ago and she said to rephrase how we think about these things, like an investment into like your mental health and your well-being, it's not an expense. Like it truly is an investment. So if natural light is something you need to feel good, then like I say it's worth it to me.
Absolutely.
That is my biggest pet peeve with our house. Our kitchen is dead center of the house and there's windows in the dining room. And I was like, I'm going to like video walk you through my house at some point. Seriously, like, look at this. I'm like, it's so dumb. But the kitchen is dead center because we have a wet wall that runs right through the middle. Our laundry room is on one side of the wall. Our kitchen, both bathrooms are all on the same wall. So all of our plumbing lives in one spot. And so there's no window in my kitchen. And I'm like, so sad because I'm right outside of where the kitchen is, climbing up the side by our garage. We have Confederate jasmine. And then I have a hummingbird feeder right there. And I'm like, and you can't even see it unless you go outside or you're in the dining room. And I'm like, that's so depressing. And like next house, the kitchen has to have a window.
It's so hard too, because there's no perfect home, but sometimes you don't even realize what's going to bother you until you move in. And then you think, well, how can I fix this? Like, okay, I'll put the hummingbird feeder on the front side of the house and I'll sit on my front porch when I wake up instead, because I can't see it from my kitchen. But you kind of need to be in your kitchen when you wake up, if you're like me, I like to piddle and get things done.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, that's what you do. Like if you can't move, you just have to kind of sit down, take the assessment. And if something's bothering you, it might be that at a different time of day, like when you're not in your kitchen, you make it a point to go sit in your sunroom, or you take a walk in the morning to get that morning daylight and sunlight, which is so good for your health, by the way, to get up and have some sun on you. So if you don't have a porch or a window you can sit by and the weather's decent in your area, maybe go take a walk around the block first thing in the morning. Bring your coffee with you. And that's, you have to think of other ways to get what you want.
I love this because I just love this conversation. I really could sit here with you all day because I do think I just love that you're like, you figure out what you need in life and then find a home or make your home fit the things that you need.
Yes.
I just think that is so important. I really firmly believe that like if our home is in disarray, like because I work from home. And so if my house isn't clean, I cannot function and do anything. So I'm like, I have to have my space organized and I have to feel good in order to think clearly and to show up better. And so I really love this conversation. It's just so fun for me.
It is grounding. So right before our conversation here today, I was out of town over the weekend, and then I just went to see my husband's wonderful family in Alabama. They put on an amazing rodeo for us. That was so cool. So like really, really cool. They have a really neat living environment. I was like, wow, this is so cool. I can't wait to write about having rodeo in your own property. That is amazing. So anyway, cool. I just got home and it was my birthday last week. So I've been out. And I was like, before I have a conversation with anyone, I need my house organized, because I was like, I don't want to sit down to this conversation and feel like my house is in chaos with like the laundry that I took with me, and my cleaning folks are here now. And I'm like, you have to clean up for the cleaning folks. So I was like, while I'm recording, I'm going to get everything ready. I'm like doing laundry, putting things away. And I felt so much better coming into this conversation being myself, because it's like, I can't walk into a conversation to talk about this with you when my own home felt chaotic because I hadn't been here. I was like, I have to do this before I do anything. But when I walk in, I could not wait to get home and like whip everything into shape.
I feel that so deeply because I don't feel like I can lead effectively or do anything effectively if my home isn't orderly. And it can look different for all of you, like whatever your kind of standard is. They know that I feel 20 times better when there's no dishes in my sink. It's clean. When the floors are clean, like when all of those things, I'm like, oh, okay, I can breathe. I can relax.
The laundry's put away.
Yeah.
The plants are watered. The birds are fed. I mean, I did all that when I got home.
Okay.
No, my birds are going to leave me. I need to feed them.
Yeah, my husband last time, we also have a squirrel picnic table. So if you don't have one, go get one. Walmart has them. They're so cute. It's a legitimate picnic table.
Oh my God.
And it like screws into a tree or like your fence, but you can, the inside is like, it's not like hollowed out, but like it's like sunk in.
Yeah.
So you can fill it with like bird feeder or like bird food because that's what they eat all the time.
They love that. Yes.
They love it. But then they also have like a thing they eat deer corn. And so it like has like a little hole in the middle so you can put deer corn on it and they will just sit and eat. They sit at the table and eat the deer corn and with their little hands. And it's the cutest thing.
That is adorable.
You need one for like your chipmunks by your roast.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's cheap too. I feel like I paid like $10 at Walmart or Walmart.
I have to look that up.
Yeah. My husband told me about it. Because he was like, the squirrels are going to eat all of your bird seed. And I was like, well, what do I do? He's like, get them a picnic table and then they'll go and eat there instead. And I was like,
see, that's a great idea.
Okay. I'm like, I didn't know. See, sometimes I'm like, you have good ideas.
So that's great. Okay. So I need to do that. I need to find one of those. I have plenty of room back there.
Okay. So how can somebody do like this fun assessment?
Okay. So, it's in my book, Live in Your Wheelhouse, and it's available like Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Books A Million and all that. And so you can do it there. I'm also going to start running workshops. So you can go to my website and it is lifestylefoundations.com. And so I'll be starting to run workshops where 20 people come and I go through each of the 8 areas and then we have a discussion and people ask questions. And then you rate each area in your wheel from 1 to 10. And we see if you have a flat tire or you need a little more inflating in some areas, Or if you're living in your wheelhouse, it's like a full, robust wheel shape. So that's what we're going for. But it's going to be a fun, like everyone, get together, ask questions. And then I learn about people's lifestyles and like how we can up level some areas.
Okay, everything will be linked for you guys in the show notes and everything. So you can go and connect with Kim, and you should, because she's wonderful. And I'm like, I need to go do the assessment and see where like we need to do changes. And I also love that you said like things are constantly evolving, right? With your husband retiring and all those things. Like
Right.
it's like worth constantly going back and reevaluating to see like
Absolutely.
what your needs have changed. So get the book, because I feel like you guys just need to go through it on a regular basis, is what I'll say. Like I would even do it yearly and see what needs to adjust and how you can adapt based on what season of life you're in.
Exactly. That's exactly what it's for. Keep it on your bookshelf. And then when something's changing and you feel restless in your home, you can just pick it up again and just see what'll help fix it.
Oh my gosh. I love that. Kim, thank you for hanging out with me today. This has been so fun. You have to tell me when you run workshops so I can update this and put them in here.
Absolutely.
Be like, go get on the latest workshop, because I'll be there, guys. If you're not there with me, I'll be sad. So come with me to do one, because I think we can always use like a life audit. I think that they're so fun to do, and just evaluating where I am and what can adjust, and what maybe I've been suppressing has been a problem for me, or an area of my life I haven't even been thinking about. So I'm really excited for that.
Well, I'm excited for everybody. Just to, we only have one life to live. We can live it as best as possible.
I love that so much. Well, thank you for being here, Kim. I appreciate you. Hey, friend, before I let you go completely, I have one more thing I want to share with you. If you've been listening to this podcast and nodding along, these conversations about board seats, about hosting with intention, about leading your whole life, not just this part that sort of happens at work, I build a place for you. It's called the Well Lived Society. I know you are floored by that name. It is a membership community for ambitious and civically engaged women who are done operating in silos, because I truly do believe that leadership is a whole life experience. And so inside, you'll get monthly live gatherings. We have a leadership book club, a quarterly fiction read, because you are a whole human being, and I think you should read fiction. It's good for you. We'll do weekly Q&A calls with me. We have quarterly tools and templates that you're actually going to use. There will be a private community of women doing this exact work. And you'll have 2 of my AI planners, which I'm really excited about. One is about hosting. So I tested this. It is literally all of my hosting tips uploaded into one space. And so whether you're planning Sunday dinner with your in-laws, or you are planning Christmas dinner for 20 plus people, this can walk you through it. It menu plans. It helps you figure out the timeline. It gives you a shopping list. Like you can pick your grocery store and tell it like your budget, and it will help you figure this out. Tablescape ideas, how to actually prep and cook everything so it comes out hot and ready. Ideas on Tablescape, like literally all of it's there. And it also asks what worries you about hosting this, so it can walk you through how to handle that situation also. It's so good. It's included in the membership, or like I said, you can get it as a standalone. And then I also have the Macmillan framework. And if you've ever done program evaluation for a nonprofit, this thing is the best. It was developed at Wharton, which, if that's like an Ivy business school. It was developed at Wharton, and this is what very expensive consultants use to figure out whether a program your nonprofit is running is worth you continuing to run, and where there's growth or divestment or any of those things. This will do that. I ran this through, I built it out. Again, took everything I've learned from graduate school, not just in this framework, but what I've learned doing other classes in graduate school, built this out and ran several nonprofits that I'm a part of through it, and got really good, unique insight for each of them. And I even changed whether I was like a prospective board member or I was the executive director, and the output was different for each of them, which I thought was really great. So again, it's included, or you can get it as a standalone. And so right now, founding members get all of the membership for $397 a year. After August 1st, it's going to go up to $597. The community goes live July 1st, and founding members will get in first. So you will get a notification when the community is up and active and ready for you. And you'll get to hang out a full month before content's really dropping and before the rest of the world kind of gets in. And so I'm excited because you'll get to help shape the content and the conversation. And I think that's really special. And so the link for that is also in the show notes. And then one final ask. If this podcast has added anything to your life, will you please leave a review? The algorithm likes it. It takes 2 minutes of your time and it literally changes how much the algorithm wants people to find the show. And so I would appreciate it. I know the women that you know and the women who will find the show will appreciate you doing that. So thank you so much. And I will see you next time. Toodaloo, friends.